Alright, what's up guys? Today we're going to be checking out Big Craig's new video. It's this plus size model eating herself to death, which is a hell of a title. It's supersize versus super skinny, and yeah, let's get into it.
From a dangerously underweight man who eats nothing and drinks 30 cups of tea a day, to a plus-size
Spot the British person.
model who is so addicted to greasy Chinese takeout that she's worried she won't live long enough to see her child grow up. This is supersize versus super skinny, and despite its flaws, which we'll get into, it was one of the most popular weight loss shows of the mid-2000s in the UK, and it showed perfectly the two sides of extreme diets. And the subjects of today's video are about to meet for the first time.
Okay, Charlene, come on forward. I'm going to pair you with Mick then.
Hello.
Hello, pleased to meet you.
Angie.
You're big.
I know you're very tiny.
It's harsh, but I do find it hilarious.
David versus Goliath.
The first thing they say to each other is that you are big and you are tiny. Surely Mick could have broken the ice by calling her pretty or something else other than you are big. But they aren't wrong. Charlene is clearly morbidly obese and Mick has barely anything on him.
What do you eat?
A lot. Big meals.
I drink about 25 cups of tea a day.
Oh my god.
With 5 sugars.
5 sugars? How many biscuits?
No, nothing at all during the day.
Well, I'm really embarrassed to give you my food. Big portions. Big, very big portions.
I think I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Mick saying
He looked at her stomach and was like, oh, I think I'm in trouble.
he only drinks tea with sugar every day is pretty insane. With the amount of sugar he says, there's probably about 100 calories in each mug of tea, and literally 90% of that is coming from the sugar. So when Mick realises he has to eat as much food as Charlene does, he's pretty concerned with how he'll cope.
When I found out what size portions Charlene takes, it really, really scared me. And to go from small to extra, extra large, I'm terrified.
And Mick is right to be concerned.
I'm kind of like best of both worlds. I'm super skinny, like actually kind of underweight, but I eat so much and I love it. But going to gym does also absolutely help, so eating more is recommended.
Too, because we're about to
Gotta
see
get that
more about
protein
Charlene,
in.
and it's genuinely shocking how much she eats, and she blames this food addiction on a tough upbringing.
Mother of one, Charlene, tips the scales at 22 stone 3 pounds, and at just 24 years old, she's already morbidly
I
obese.
hate that England uses stones. Like, they made the metric system and they don't even use it all the time. They use it like sometimes, but then they also don't. I don't know, man.
Her weight problems began when she was young.
I had some like family problems when I was about 12, I think, and then I started comfort eating then. I got bullied because of it, so I ate more, and then
Oh my god, how much
when I was getting
food is
bullied,
that?
it was just a vicious circle. I'd get bullied, eat more, and then because I was getting bigger, I'd get bullied more. It was horrible.
It's funny they've put the most awful looking food
That is like a cartoonish amount of food. You'd see that amount of food in like the background of, I don't know, the savory version of Willy Wonka's chocolate
behind it
factory.
to really drive home the point that we're supposed
Oh
to
my
find Charlene's diet disgusting. But Charlene's weight isn't a laughing matter, because she weighs just over 300 pounds, which is a dangerous weight to be at only 24 years old. And Charlene has quite a common story that we hear about why people gain weight. And the majority of the time, it's not even the person's fault when they gain weight, it's the food they're fed by the parents when they're young. And then when you're bullied at school because of your weight, it makes you feel worse and you just keep on eating. Realistically, Charlene probably needed help from home, but she mentioned she's got family issues, so maybe she didn't really have much support from home. Now, this love of food has followed her into adulthood, and she's spending a lot of money on takeout food, which has caused her to balloon in weight.
Charlene's idea of heaven is Chinese takeaway.
I'd probably order some chicken balls, boiled rice, beef with mushrooms, spare ribs, chow mein, chips.
After a slap-up meal, she doesn't stop.
If we have our dinner about 5 o'clock, then about 9 o'clock
Who eats dinner at 5 o'clock?
I'll probably get a bit hungry again, so I eat the Chinese that we had earlier.
This is a ridiculous amount of food, and I actually worked it out to be about a £40 order for what seems like just her and her young daughter. And if she's doing this most nights a week,
How do these people even afford this? Like, what kind of jobs do you have to afford this much food on a regular basis?
could be spending hundreds of pounds on just Chinese food. And it's her young daughter who serves as a driving force for Charlene's weight loss journey too, and the potential to have another baby.
It doesn't work, Maisie. This is why I need to be slim.
We went to a theme
that's
park
horrible.
not very long ago, and she wanted me to go on a ride with her, but I just couldn't because there was nowhere I could have fitted on it. My friend had to go with her, and it was horrible that I had to stand and watch her go around with my friend.
Charlene also dreams of having another baby, but she's frightened.
I had a really awful pregnancy and birth, and the labour went horribly wrong, and it was all to do because of my weight. I was at high risk.
And despite winning curvy beauty pageants, Charlene does genuinely seem motivated to change her habits for her daughter. I feel like Charlene needs to change her eating habits not just so she can look after her daughter, but so her daughter eats better as well. Because like we saw, when Charlene has a takeaway, so does her daughter. And Mick, the underweight biker, wants to change his eating habits too, when he's revealed to be just over 100 pounds in body weight.
56-year-old Mick weighs in at just 7 stone 8 pounds.
This guy weighs less than me. That's insane.
With a body mass index of 18.1, he's underweight, and his puny looks make him stand out in all the wrong ways from his mates.
I will say the voiceover on this one was pretty brutal in calling him puny, but he is extremely skinny compared to his biker friends, who he laughs at and calls fat in his voiceover. But behind his laugh, you can tell he does want to put on some weight, not just for the physical health side, but just to feel more confident in himself too.
I would love to put on a bit more weight. It'd feel better on the bike and it make me feel better in myself.
But the reason for his extremely lightweight is because, quite the opposite to Charlene, he just does not eat any food during the day at all, and that's not an exaggeration. The only food we actually see him eat is a sad cheese and tomato sandwich on the night, which will barely have any nutrition, and certainly not enough protein a man of his age would actually need. Mick also claims he's been the same weight and waist size since he was just 12 years old, which just confirms how deep-rooted his avoidance of food actually is.
Fueled by sugary tea during the day, Mick's convinced himself he can't eat.
I like food, but I just don't need food. My stomach just don't want to know.
Mick's addiction to 25 cups of tea with sugar every day has decimated his appetite, and soon he'll be thrown into the lion's den to conquer his food fears, as he and Charlene are about to attempt it.
What is this character selection?
Diet swap. But first, Charlene is going to need some convincing to attempt Mick's diet, if you can even call it a diet. And she is being sent to where most of my subscribers are from, to the United States of America, for some shock treatment.
Yo, if you're from the United States of America, let me know down in the comments. Hell yeah, America #1.
Charlene's heading for Peoria, Illinois, in America's Midwest, for a taste of the extra large way of life.
My name is Melissa Bushnell. I'm 38 and I weigh 32 stones, 4 pounds.
Melissa weighs about
Jesus
450 pounds, so around 150 pounds heavier than Charlene, and it could genuinely help Charlene to see how she struggles day to day.
Melissa has developed weight-related health problems, which are serious and distressing.
My back hurts pretty much constantly and my knees tend to just give out. I literally just cry when I get out of bed. The pain is so great. Some days I just want to give up.
I mean, it's tough watching her be in so much pain. It really is. I mean,
this guy looks like Wilson from Dr. House.
They also share some similarities too, as Melissa wants to lose weight to become a mother, but knows she can't at her weight, and she actually suffered a tragic miscarriage some years before filming, which she blames on her weight. So with Melissa being older than Charlene, she wants to help Charlene not go down the same path she has, and you can tell how nervous Charlene is about meeting her.
Hi!
Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Melissa.
Hello, Melissa.
What's your name?
Charlene.
Oh, nice to meet
Hello,
you.
hi.
Thanks for coming over.
The women start by swapping life stories.
That sofa is doing a lot.
When I was your age, I was
horrible.
I was about 250 pounds, which I guess is about 17 or 18 stone.
I'm heavier than that now, so
Yeah.
that it does worry me that I'm so big already. I've got a little girl called Maisie.
Oh,
She's 3.
oh, that's beautiful. We haven't had a family of our own yet, so I'm hoping to lose enough weight that we can either adopt or, have a child on our own. So do you have any health problems?
Not at the moment.
That's awesome.
And although Charlene doesn't have any issues at the moment, Melissa shows her what health problems she could have if she carries on eating, showing Charlene the absolute mountain of medication she needs to take for her litany of health issues.
This is a
Jesus
diabetes pill,
Christ.
and then I have a high blood pressure pill, a thyroid pill, a water pill that kind of helps keep the fluid off me, and then I have the broken up one is for inflammatory, like for your joints, and a cholesterol pill. All these things pretty much have to do with my weight.
A lot of the medication that Melissa takes is a direct consequence of her being overweight. For now, Charlene is obese, but doesn't have high blood pressure issues or diabetes. But if she keeps her weight up, she will undoubtedly run into these issues. I covered this in my video about fat activism, but the Healthy at Every Size movement would look to Charlene as a case study. She's obese with no current health issues, so the Healthy at Every Size movement would use Charlene as proof that you can be fat while being healthy. But they don't realise that Charlene is literally a ticking time bomb, and it's only a matter of time before she gets diagnosed with a weight-related illness. And after spending a day with Melissa, Charlene tells the cameras that it has helped change her mindset.
Yeah, definitely going to make some changes. This is the most positive that I've been about losing weight, and this has helped me, and this is always going to stick in my mind meeting Melissa.
So with her positive mindset for the diet in place, it's time for the diet swap. Mick sits behind his 7 cups of tea with 5 teaspoons of sugar each, and Charlene sits in front of her.
That is so much sugar. I'm surprised this guy ever sleeps, because tea has a lot of caffeine, and then he puts even more sugar in it. He'd be wired all day long.
Surprisingly small breakfast, which is a bowl of sugary cornflakes and a slice of toast.
Do I get hungry?
No.
That's
As
not
long as I
such a
have
bad
me tea with
breakfast.
5 sugars.
Mick has a large bowl of sweetened cornflakes and a thick slice of buttered toast.
This is 35 teaspoons of sugars right here.
After just a few mouthfuls of cereal, Mick's in trouble.
I mean, I'm struggling through this at the moment.
It's crazy that Mick is struggling with this. He's had 5 spoonfuls of cereal. Genuinely, my 4-year-old niece has more food than him a day, and it's actually scary that he can't manage this.
Are you going to try any of the toast?
I'm absolutely full.
You're full already, it's crazy.
What I've eaten this morning will do me until tomorrow night.
It's not even a massive breakfast. Like, I know it's not the most healthy, but it's literally just a bowl of cereal and a slice of toast. But to Mick, this is an absolute mountain.
That's like less than a snack. Maybe 300 calories, maybe.
Most comments in my previous videos about supersize versus super skinny mentioned how instead of a diet swap, they need therapy instead. And I think in Mick's case, this is 100% true. It's doing him no favours being faced with food and just being told to eat. And as the evening rolls by, Charlene has yet another 7 cups of tea, and Mick is faced with a huge lasagna and half a garlic baguette. Charlene is really quiet at the meal swaps, but she does tell Mick that she feels sick from the amount of sugar she's drinking from the teas. But Mick also feels sick from the amount of food he's being asked to eat.
I don't think I can.
What, not even any of the lasagna?
I'm just not hungry.
I can't believe you don't have any food all day.
I'm frightened to even take a bite of it.
That looks like a good lasagna, I'll be honest.
I can't eat this. This will make me ill. My stomach's rejecting it.
To be fair, after like years and years and years of just having nothing but tea and nothing else, I'm sure his stomach is like the size of a grape. So I guess it would literally be like physically difficult for him to eat. But even like 1 or 2 more bites, man, that's so sad.
What about your garlic bread?
After nearly 40 years of not eating properly, it seems
40 years? He hasn't eaten like food in fucking 40 years? I don't know how he's alive.
Mick's just not able to stomach the idea of eating a full meal.
Just can't eat no more. My stomach's just not allowing me.
Genuinely, I don't know how Mick has survived to this point. I don't know how anyone can sustain themselves on just cups of tea. Although we can say Mick has a severe aversion to food and has some sort of mental barrier put up, it's tough for Charlene to say that, and she can't hide her frustration with him.
I think he had like 3 or 4 spoonfuls of lasagna and a tiny little bite of this garlic bread. I just don't think he was trying.
And it's not just Charlene who's frustrated, with Dr. Christian also stepping in to give Mick some shock therapy of his own by showing him just how much sugar he's consuming.
I've worked out what you get through in a year. 154 kilos of sugar in a year.
That is more sugar than like a European nation saw during the entirety of like the 1400s. This is fucking insane.
This is just what you're putting in your cups of tea, mate. Does that shock you?
Yes, it does.
Dr.
It's like Pablo Escobar just checking his supply.
Christian says that 80% of the calories in Mick's diet is made up of sugar. There's literally just zero nutrition, no vitamins, proteins, minerals, just nothing that his body needs. He needs to get that from the cheese and tomato sandwich he has every so often. And although some people might get excited by seeing that much white powder, for Mick, it's a wake-up call, and he looks slightly defeated when faced by what he's eaten. Day 2 of the diet swap comes around too, and Mick has a glass of sparkling water with 3 slices of toast, while Charlene has another 8 sugary teas to drink. Now, Mick has another couple of bites of toast and says he's full and can't eat anymore, saying he feels sick. However, Charlene has had about 22 cups of tea in the past 24 hours, and she's also starting to feel the effects.
Charlene's given the swap her all, but her 23rd cup of sweet tea is one too many.
I feel really, really, really sick.
I love that they kept the mic on. We really needed to hear all of that.
You okay?
Yeah.
Just get you a glass of water. Hold on.
The fact that his diet has literally made Charlene sick makes Mick realise how hard Charlene has been trying to fulfil the diet swap.
Truthfully, I don't think I'm trying as hard as Charlene, but my brain's saying do it, but my stomach is telling me no.
Now, although Mick says he's trying his hardest, probably because she feels like she's pushed her body to its limit, Charlene again is angry at Mick for what she feels like is a lack of effort.
I don't think he's trying. And it makes me really, really angry when people get given opportunities like this to get some help and they don't take it.
I can see Charlene's point of view. From where she's sat, he's just nibbling on a piece of toast for 15 minutes and calling it there, while she is being asked to drink 23 cups of tea. It is a little bit ridiculous. Also, these portion sizes for Mick haven't even been that crazy. Like, it's clear that Charlene's £300 weight gain hasn't come from these breakfasts. And with Mick struggling with these breakfasts then, he's going to have a heart attack when he sees what he needs to eat for lunch.
Lunchtime, and Mick needs to show much more commitment to the diet swap. That means making a serious effort.
That's like, the calories
With her
there
mega
is how much is in his entire body. Like,
portion of lasagna, chips,
Oh my
2
God.
big hunks of cheesy bread, 2 bags of crisps, and 2 chocolate biscuit bars.
I know I said I'll try, but this is frightening me.
Because there's so much.
Yeah.
And for once, I do agree with Mick. This is an absolute mammoth portion and just so unnecessary. There's a mountain of chips, or fries to Americans, 2 bags of potato crisps, and a lasagna. Literally all of this food is just beige as well. There's 0 colour on any of the plates, except for the chocolate. I don't even feel like it's worth mentioning what Mick has for lunch either, because as you can probably guess, it's more tea, and he struggles to eat any of Charlene's food.
After 3 bites of lasagna, 1 chip, 1 piece of chocolate, and a sip of water,
single
Mick's had
chip.
enough.
I'm absolutely full. My stomach's just not allowing the food to go down.
Charlene's been unable to face any tea for the first time in the swap, but she's more frustrated with Mick.
He needs to change his mindset that he's here because he wants to be, not because I want him to eat the food.
I'm disappointed that Mick just isn't trying hard enough with the diet swap. And most worryingly of all, I don't think he believes that he can do it. Even with Charlene supporting him,
this guy has some crazy eyebrows. Oh my God.
he's still resisting. And this doesn't
He looks like that bad guy from Green Lantern, the yellow
bode
one.
well for once he gets back home on his healthy eating plan.
And soon after this, they move on to the final meal, and this is probably the worst of Charlene's meals for me personally, as it's a massive kebab with chips, cakes, and sweets. When they zoom into the meat, you can literally see how greasy it is. It's because this kebab meat is just covered in oil. And Charlene's first solid meal in 2 days is handed to her, in the form of a ham and tomato sandwich, but understandably, she doesn't really want it. However, Mick does make an effort with this meal.
I actually thought you were just going to give me tea again, so I'm quite excited that there's food there, but I'm not hungry.
And the tea is not welcome.
I can't even try to drink it just because the thought of it is making me feel ill.
It seems Mick's got the message about replacing sugar with proper food, and for the very first time, he makes a real effort.
I feel I'm going to try and change, so I will try and eat.
He manages a modest but respectable portion of
I wonder how many of you are eating food while watching this right now. Are you eating food right now? I think you are. I feel like you are.
chips, meat, sauce, and even some fizzy water.
I've eaten a bit more than I first come in, but I'm just pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, like I said I would.
I just want you to get the most out of it, just like I have been. So I've been pushing you to eat more.
You've been doing it for my own good, and I needed that push.
Yeah.
I really did, and without that push, I wouldn't be eating.
I'm glad Mick actually did try to eat something because it was painful at times watching him struggle to even take a nibble of toast. I feel like out of the both of them, although Charlene did have a tough time in America looking at her potential future, Mick has got a bit more out of the show. I'm not sure if just because Charlene's quite shy, but she does seem quiet when meeting Melissa and has a similar attitude when talking to Mick about food. However, she said that she's going to make a change for the better, so we'll see if she's going to stick to it. Now, the diet swap has come to an end and they are given respective goals in order to improve their diets. Charlene is given a diet plan of 2,000 calories a day, and her plan is designed to increase her fruit and veg intake, as well as eating more lean meats while cutting down on the takeaway food. Mick, on the other hand, is given a diet of 2,800 calories, which to me seems really high, considering he's literally eating nothing at the moment, and seems like he's been set up for failure with such a high target. After 2 months, we meet back up with Charlene and Mick to see if they've hit their respective goals.
I'm feeling nervous about the weigh-in today, just because I hope it's what I'm expecting.
I really do hope I've put on a little bit of weight with all the hard work I've put into it.
But before we say their final weights, they give their stories on how they've changed. Charlene tells us that instead of ordering out food, she's been making healthy versions of her favourite takeaways, and that she's been going to the gym every single day, sometimes twice a day. Twice a day will probably be a little bit overkill and might lead to burnout, but making healthy versions of foods that you like is genuinely a great tactic to overcome cravings without cutting out what you love. Mick claims he's cut his tea intake in half to around 12 cups of tea a day, which is still a ridiculous amount even for British people, by the way. But he also claims he's been having regular
That is a lie. That is propaganda.
meals throughout the day, which is great to hear. And finally, we get to hear the results of the show, which may shock some of you watching.
How are you?
Oh, fine, thank you.
You look really well.
So do you.
So have you been able to cut down on your tea and your sugar?
12 cups a day and only 3 sugars.
That's really good.
Have you cut down on your foods?
Yeah, definitely. I've cut down. I followed the plan religiously.
Well, how are you guys doing? Good to see each other again?
Yes.
Yeah.
You look lovely, doesn't she?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
So, this is the big moment, when you find out, has all the hard work that you may or may not have done, Mick, paid off? So I'm going to choose you, Charlene, first. Do you think you've lost weight?
I hope so.
You hope so? What would you like in an ideal world?
Like a stone.
Well, you have lost a stone. You actually have lost 2 stone and 2 pounds.
Oh my God.
Oh my God,
that's really
indeed.
impressive.
How do you feel about that?
Really good.
Congratulations.
Really good. What do you think, mate?
Oh, well done.
2 stone, 2 pounds is phenomenal. And you know how you said your clothes were feeling a little bit looser around the middle? That's because you have lost 8.5 inches from around your tummy.
Jesus
crazy.
Christ.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
You've done fantastically.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Right, so Mick, you've got to
It's my turn.
match that sort of a standard. Do you think you're going to do it?
I hope I have.
That was a bit of a result for you. A bit.
That's good then.
It's more than good, Mick. You've put on half a stone.
Wow.
Half a stone is a huge amount
That's good.
in such a short time. So those changes that you made are working. Weight gain is possible. Even if you're a little bit older and more stubborn and drinking gallons and gallons of tea, you can still do it. And you have. What do you think, Charlene?
Yeah, that's really good. Well done.
Thank
You
you.
think you'd do that? You didn't really, did you?
I didn't think I could do it.
To be honest with you, Charlene, nor did I.
And honestly, I was blown away to hear how much weight Mick had put on, especially considering Dr. Christian was teasing that he'd made no progress. And obviously, I was very impressed with how much weight Charlene had lost, and it's pretty clear that she's been sticking to her plan. Honestly, this was one of my favourite endings to a Super Size versus Super Skinny episode, just because how well both of them had done. And if you want to see more Super Size versus Super Skinny, click the videos on your screen now. Follow my Instagram at BigCraigYT.
All of his links are going to be down, well, the original video of this is going to be down in the description, so if you want to check him out, subscribe, like this video, you can do that. If you enjoyed my video, my reactions, make sure to subscribe, check out my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one.